Sports Podcast. For those who don't know, we're just a group of friends, best friends that have a lifelong passion for sports. We today we just want to talk a little bit about the NFL slate for tomorrow and just give our opinion on a few different things. And my name's Dylan. I just wanted to open up the floor for the other two guys that are here today. Just introduce themselves real quick.
My name's Tyler. Welcome to the show.
My name's Jacob. Glad to have you.
All right, short and simple. I love it. All right, so I think first we're just gonna, you know, my favorite teams. Just gonna go ahead and let everyone know my favorite teams for college. Big Tennessee fan for the NFL. I'm a big Titans fan. Uh, these guys, they're both Tennessee fans too. They have different opinions of the NFL. So I'll let them. I guess we'll start with Tyler. Tyler, let us know who your favorite team is. You can probably tell by the flag in his background what city they're in. But Tyler, just let us know.
Yeah,
What's your thoughts on tomorrow?
I'm a good old Bears fan. They got the Rams tomorrow. I don't. Hopefully, Caleb Williams can start to figure it out a little bit. I mean, preseason he did really good, and first couple weeks he's kind of let me down. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So
I mean, there's been some drops. I've talked to you about it too. I texted you during the game days and stuff. There's it's not all on Caleb. The O line still isn't great.
no,
Um, his receiving room is a whole lot better than what they've done. I think, and Cole Kmet is really good. Some of it is on Caleb though. Um,
yeah, the
but
best is over the receivers' heads by 10 years.
yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, but it's he'll figure it out. I think he'll figure it out. What do you think needs to happen? What do you want to see from your Bears this tomorrow?
we need to get the run game back involved in the game. Like we can't we can't be sitting there having Caleb Williams throw the ball 52 times again. Even though he did throw for 363 yards last week, we can't have him doing that. Especially with him being a rookie, you want to get the whole team involved, and especially with Keenan Allen, who's been kind of hit or miss, and he's been out dealing with a heel injury. DJ Moore hasn't really been getting the targets he wants. But I would really like to see the open the playbook just a little bit and get the run game more involved, and let's see if we can go out there and actually play a full game and not just defensive. Because defense
Okay.
has been carrying us.
Well, as a Titans fan, yeah, the week one defense and special teams definitely is a big factor, but that's a good thing. Bears, I mean, obviously want a good defense, and you got to think the offense will get there. I mean, there's too much talent.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's and
There's
they're
so much
winning.
talent.
They've
Yeah.
they've won. I mean, it's not like they're not winless.
Yeah. They're
So
one good game against them Titans. How about that, huh?
yeah, so
Good old Mayo Levis couldn't hold on to the ball.
we're gonna get to the Mayo Levis, okay, Mayo man, and get to the Titans. But right now,
I don't know why JP's over there laughing. I mean,
yeah,
it's not
well,
like his
Jacob's about
team's
to get
over
to
here.
his team here in a second. So,
It's not like they're over here 3-0. You know,
yeah. Well, do you have anything else you'd like to add on the game tomorrow?
let's go out there and play hard, and
Go out there and play hard.
let's
Okay.
go get a win, please, because I can't have any more Sundays being ruined by watching Bears
Who
football.
first touchdown pick right now? Who you got?
Are we going like just in like the game total, or are we just going for the Bears side?
No, in the game total. I mean, hopefully for your sake, I guess we're hoping for the Bears. But what do you think? Who you got for first touchdown in that game?
I honestly think it's going to be a defensive touchdown. I really do. I'm gonna,
That's
but
not what I was.
that's me being like very like not.
Okay.
Let's go with you know what? I think it's going to be Roma Dunze. Honestly,
Oh, so
I think
you're switching. Okay, okay.
it's going to be Rome.
Well,
It's
I
going
was
to
about to tell you. Remember, we're keeping track of our records on these selections, and we will at the beginning of
I
well, I
didn't feel
guess
like we were going to
Tuesday. Tuesday we're gonna say what our record was on the.
I
on the
thought we
week,
were gonna do. I thought we were gonna do who picked the most amount of winners.
Well, yeah, that's what we're gonna see. We're just gonna see if you get this right. We're gonna do the wins, you're gonna pick games and everything. But right now, for my own satisfaction, I'd like to see you keep up with that. So I'd love to just keep up. All right, well, Jacob, let you tell us who your favorite team is. What do you think of the game tomorrow against the? I'll let you talk.
Yeah, so college is Tennessee, as mentioned before, but I painfully root for the Jacksonville Jaguars as of the current situation. So it's kind of been a rough start to the year, to say the least.
Yeah, they. I can't talk much on rough starts, but it's got to be heartbreaking how much of a contract Trevor Lawrence just got, and then you're just not seeing that money. It's just he's not playing up to the contract that he just received, and it's concerning that offense is struggling.
Yeah, I think what I would like to see going forward, I know they have a big test coming up, a division rival, the Texans, probably the favorite to win the AFC South. And so I would just like to see him kind of step up. I know he mentioned last week before the Bills game, offense sucks. And I mean, I feel like that's not just one player. I feel like he's kind of the captain of that offense, and he's not playing to standard or up to par. And so I feel like that's kind of just snowballing because now everybody's just looking, okay, well, we make the mistake. Now it's just who's gonna make the next mistake? Who's gonna make the next one? And it's just kind of they're not playing up to par. And so I feel like Christian Kirk isn't really helping him as much. And so I kind of would love to see Brian Thomas Jr. get in there. And I know he's a rookie, but he needs to get more involved, I feel like. He's kind of been their more elusive receivers, per se. And so I feel like if they can get his game rolling a little bit and kind of take that pressure off of Lawrence a little bit.
No, I'm not gonna lie to you. We're gonna talk a little bit about fantasy in this podcast too. I'm sure we're all in a fantasy league together, a dynasty league. Trevor Lawrence has made me a little mad the first few weeks because Brian Thomas is actually on my fantasy team. I'm big on Brian Thomas. He had a huge year last year for LSU, and yeah, I remember earlier today actually you said he needs to be wide receiver one going forward. And I think they drafted him in the first round to be that. They need to let him be that, feed him the ball, find ways to get him the ball. And he is an aggressive catcher. He's going to give him the opportunities. Yeah, I think so. The line, last I checked, Texans are favored by 5.5. For gambling standpoints, those listening, I would take the Texans to cover 5.5 personally.
I'd have to agree on that one, just because we've also had a couple more defensive guys go down this last week, and it's a short week. We just had the Bills on Monday, so short week, more defensive guys go down. I still don't see the offense getting the ball rolling. I would like to see them get it moving, slow the game down, shrink it a little bit, keep C.J. Stroud off the field. But I don't think they'll get it done this week. I think Texans probably walk away with that one with probably a 2-score win.
Yeah, and
Can I
interrupt? Yeah, you go.
I will say Trevor Lawrence. He did have some moments in the past couple weeks where you can tell that he could be better than what he has been, but as we all know, he just haven't been good.
Yeah.
But
It's just, in my opinion, I mean, he was supposed to be the NFL's next he was a generational talent that can't miss kick. He was supposed to be that franchise-altering player. And I mean, the Jaguars they've been good the past few years, but he just hasn't taken them to that next level. And this year, it's just they haven't been good. And I'm gonna add on to one thing you said. The Texans are definitely the front runner because, in my opinion, the other three teams in this division, none of them are playing good at all.
Yeah.
I was really thinking we had a wild card team there, but right now it looks like it's just the Texans. The foreseeable future right now, unless some adjustments get made. That's its own topic.
JP, you think that the Jags should go out and get another playmaker on offense? Or what do you think?
You know, as I feel like there's enough skill guys there. You have Evan Ingram at tight end, and then you have Strange as a backup. He's been actually pretty solid as a backup tight end. And then you have Gabe Davis, Christian Kirk, and then now you just picked up Brian Thomas Jr. I feel like there's a bunch of skill guys around Travis Etienne in the backfield and Tank Bigsby. I feel like there's a ton of skill guys around him. I would like to see the Jags get probably a couple more offensive linemen. After watching them play the Browns the other day, it's a big drive. You're down 16-13. You got 5 minutes left in the game, and the offensive line just collapsed. Like, Browns were getting to him in literally 2 seconds. Lawrence had to make a split decision, and it was just ugly. And so I feel like if they can just give him maybe a couple more, like a split second longer, it would help him make those decisions in the long run.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. As far as weapons go, I mean, they went out, they brought in Gabe Davis, who's supposed to be their deep threat. You go out, you draft Brian Thomas in the first round, that's supposed to be a red zone threat. And just like you talked about your wide receiver one. Travis Etienne, as long as he's healthy, he's dynamic in the backfield. Evan Ingram he's been really good as tight end one for the Jaguars. I think it comes down to, the O-line has to protect Trevor, and Trevor just has to get the guys that are being brought in, he just has to get them the ball and make the right decisions. And I think it's another situation. They have enough talent on offense to be successful. They just have to put it together. And they do have a new. I know they lost their passing game coordinator last year. I don't know how much of a role he had, but they got to figure it out because they've had a drastic decline in their offensive function.
Yep.
It's showing as their own team. So, Jacob, what do you think? Who's your guess right now? Your prediction for first touchdown scorer in that game? It could be a Texan or a Jaguar. What do you think?
I would probably give it a CJ Stroud touchdown pass to start the opening game. But for the Jacksonville side, I'd probably give it a Travis Etienne run. I feel like they're going to try to get him into the game a little more, try to get him more involved. And so for Texans, I'd give a CJ Stroud touchdown pass.
Who do you think that pass is going to?
They still got Julio?
Mm-mm.
I'm not sure who the receiving core is for the Texans, but I don't know who it's going to be. I just have a feeling he's going to come out of the first quarter or first half slinging it, especially after being shut down from the Vikings the previous week.
Well,
could be Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, I'll mark you down as Travis Etienne first.
Okay.
And as I said, I already briefly touched on it. My favorite team is the good old 0-3 Titans, led by the Mayo Man himself.
The Mayo.
Before this season, I was having hopes at an all-time high. I bought the man's Parfum de Mayonnaise, the specialty cologne that came out that he partnered with Hellman's for. I was sold. I went and bought a PSA 10 rookie card of Will Levis. I'm pretty sure that thing's worth 25 cents at the moment. It's just
So let me ask you this, since we're on the topic, what does that mayo cologne smell like? Does it smell like mayo? Like
no.
Mike could
So
spray it on me, and everybody's gonna be like, "Well, why does he smell like mayo walking down the hallway right now?"
no. So well, the thing is, so first of all, you can't get it anymore because it's not sold. It was a limited time thing. It's all you can't buy it anymore. But it's got a little bit of a citrusy smell. I mean, they marketed it as you're gonna smell like greatness. Okay, and I mean, when I'm wearing it, I feel like I smell like greatness. But
No offense, but
but
That's
he
right now.
hasn't been great on the football field. So I don't know. Maybe it's I think I stubbed my toe that day or something. Because
And you stubbed it greatly.
yeah, but my hopes were at an all-time high. It's been a little depressing. We've started 0-3 as well.
Welcome to the life of being a Bears fan, because the past couple of years, it's just not been any hope in Chicago.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, last year he showed signs of greatness. He did. He had good games. He had the big comeback against the Dolphins, that's who they played on Monday night this week. So they had the big comeback last year on Monday Night Football against the Dolphins. His debut against the Falcons, threw for 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, over 230 yards. I mean, he had a great debut. He got hurt. He didn't even start until week 8. So I don't know. I was just hopeful, but so far this year, and he's looked.
He shows. I will say he shows that he has the potential, just like Trevor Lawrence. That he shows flashes of where he can.
Exactly, and that's actually what I was about to get to. He makes, if you just take away, which I know everyone, you can say it about everybody. If you take away game perception, you can't take it. But I feel like the league as a whole would look at him a lot differently if he just didn't have those 2 terrible fumbles. You just tossed it backwards. Nobody, but he did those. So, you can't take those away. He did it. But his completion percentage has gone up for the year. I'm pretty sure leads the division in touchdown passes right now. But he also leads the league in turnovers.
Does that include the other team as well?
Huh?
Does that include the other team as well for touchdown passes?
Well, he's only thrown 1 pick 6.
And it was to the Bears.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? He's thrown 2 pick 6s. 2 pick 6s. Yeah. No, he has. I forgot about the Bears one. That one was. I was thinking of a fumble. That was technically an interception.
A little soft toss action.
Yeah. But for this week, for the Dolphins, I mean, they obviously have an explosive offense, but Tua had his concussion. Skylar Thompson goes in there, starts for him last week. He goes out with a hamstring injury in the second half. So now they're on their 3rd quarterback. They bring in another mobile quarterback, Tyler Huntley. And Malik Willis just shredded them, which also has to sting. It stings me more because we just traded Malik Willis right before the season.
What did y'all trade for him? Do you know?
We got a 7th round pick.
So basically a bag of chips.
Yeah, and he came in there and just torched us the whole game last week. And then you look at it, and so our cornerback 2 is placed on IR this week. Our corner 1, L'Jarius Sneed, he's questionable for this week. Big Jeff is doubtful for this week. The O-line hasn't been very good at all. Well, the left side has been substantially better than the right side, but right tackle, I'd argue, is the worst in the league. And we gave up 8 sacks, I believe, 8 or 9 sacks last week. O-line just has to be better. We have to find a way to protect Will Levis. And like I said, too, Will Levis has to make better decisions. They just have to find a way to move the ball. Their game against the Dolphins, I'm actually, for the first touchdown, I think that I'm going to go with Devon H. I don't think it's going to be a tight end. I think the reason I'm picking H.N. is they're on QB3. I think they're going to run the ball a little bit more early. I think H.N. finds his way in there. And especially if Big Jeff's out, that's a big body. That's our best defensive player on the D-line, too. I don't know. I just feel confident that they're definitely going to get a rushing touchdown on us first, and that's what I'm going with.
Especially with H.N. He's been, I mean, he's like red hot right now.
Yeah, he's a problem. So,
Trying to make a trade for him in fantasy football, but you
I'm
know.
just, I don't know. I just need to see more from the offense. The defense didn't look good at all last week either. The Titans just had an all-around horrible game last week. The first 2 weeks of the season, I saw a crazy stat. I'm not going to try and quote it because I don't remember like word for word how it went, but we were the first team in a very long time that had 2 punts blocked and like 2 fumbles or something in back-to-back games in a very long time. So, but that didn't happen the week 3, so that's improvement, I guess. But we still lost, so we'll just have to see what they come out with on Monday this week. But yeah, so
If they're not careful, Stonehouse is going to end up breaking his leg again.
that's a fear because he's one of our best players, which is sad.
Yeah.
But he has a real he's a real weapon.
Oh, 100% he is.
He can boot it.
Yeah.
Let's see. So okay? Here's a question for y'all. If just right now, for tomorrow's game, what we've seen in the first 3 weeks, who is y'all's Super Bowl favorite right now? Who do you think's going to win? Not just matchup. Who do you think's going to be the Super Bowl winner as of right now? What's your initial thoughts?
I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to sting me, but the Minnesota Vikings are looking pretty good right now. Sam Darnold is. I don't know if they're going to be able to hold what they're doing all year, but they're looking really good. Obviously, you have the Chiefs, who are the Chiefs, and like they need to get Travis Kelce involved a little bit more. But I obviously understand what they're doing over there, and that they're trying to get the deep ball back into the game over there. If I had to pick a favorite right now, that's a tough question. I don't know. I don't really know if I have a favorite. I don't like. I don't know.
What's your initial thought right now? You don't have to be right.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go with the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay.
I think they're gonna bring it back to Minnesota.
Wasn't expecting that answer. I like it. Sam Darnold is playing really good. The receivers are there. The offensive talent's there. Sam Darnold was the first round quarterback.
Yeah,
he's still young. So
Aaron Jones in the backfield, he's the lead back now. He's not splitting carries like he was in Green Bay, and he is tearing it up.
Yeah, I agree. They're a really good team, and they're playing. They've surprised me. When I saw Sam Darnold was going to be playing because McCarthy went out, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't expect this. That's for sure. Jacob, who's your
I don't think anybody did.
No.
I think I'm gonna probably go with Buffalo, and the only reason why I say it is because they're playing really complementary football. I feel like both sides of the ball they're really clicking, and everybody was kind of hating on Josh Allen a little bit. They were like, he's kind of just hiding behind Stephon Diggs, like that was going to be their only way of succeeding, and I feel like he's kind of proving his point here that I don't really need Diggs. And so I feel like he's kind of embraced and challenged his team a little bit to let's just go out there and let's just win the week. Because as of right now, within the first 3 games, they're outscoring their opponents 112 to 45. Like,
steamrolling teams.
it's not even close. Especially when they just got done playing their division rivals, the Miami Dolphins, and they took it to them. So I feel like right now, if I was to hands down pick, I'd say Buffalo. They're just all around good.
And that's what's wild too, because it's not just Stephon Diggs either. Like I remember over in the middle of the summer, it was like a mass exodus of their team because they had the cap situation. So they were like having to make all kinds of trades. I mean, I don't have the list of everybody that was gone, but I know like their starting center. I'm pretty sure both safeties. They lost a linebacker. Like it was like 7 or 8 starters. I feel like I remember seeing. They had to let go just to get under the cap space, and it's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I was expecting them to have a really bad year this year, and they've just been dominant.
Yep.
And that's been shocking to me. Yeah,
I think everybody expected the Bills to have a bad year, especially with Diggs leaving as the number 1 target. But Allen's still figuring it out and doing Josh Allen things, and
I guess that's the luxury of having a good quarterback.
Crazy.
With a few more things, we have this. We got the superhero at quarterback like a Josh Allen or a Patrick Mahomes, guys like that. Even CJ Stroud showing that he's for me, I hate to say it because I've been wanting a new one the past few years, but I learned my lesson with Tom Brady. I don't think, and it's the same thing every year. I do it to myself too. I catch myself doing it. You see that the Chiefs get off to a slow start offensively. They don't look exactly the same. But then Super Bowl rolls around, and who's in that game? It's the Chiefs. And then here lately, who's winning that game? And it's the Chiefs. And I just, until I see something otherwise, I think right now, like, that's my pick right now. Maybe next week will change. The Bills, I agree with. They're a very good team. I think they'll be in another playoff game against the Chiefs.
So basically, what you're saying is that the Chiefs are going to go for the first ever three-peat.
It's just so hard to. It's so hard for me to go against them because
so hard.
The last time it feels the same as doing it against Brady because the last time I bet against Brady was for Patrick Mahomes against the Buccaneers, and I lost some money on that game because the Buccaneers won, and now it's one of those situations. I just don't know. Like it just like I said, the beginning of every year here lately, the Chiefs have started off slow. They figure it out. This year they haven't lost, but they're going to figure it out even more. Pacheco's out right now. He's on IR. Rashee Rice looks good to start the year. Xavier Worthy's had a few big plays. He had a big, I think it was week 1. He had a big week. I don't know. That's just my pick right now. Next week or after tomorrow could change. Someone else could. I hope they do. Because I don't want to here, but as of right now, that's what I got.
Well, you don't want to see Taylor Swift back in the big game again? For all the little Swifties out there? Don't get me wrong.
You love you some Taylor Swift.
Good Taylor Swift songs, but back in the day, like 22. Oh man, talk about rolling down the windows and just absolutely belting out. I think we've all been there. We've all been in the car ride.
Yeah,
just belting out.
Yeah, I mean, I can recall we've been known to belt out some music when we were in chorus together. All 3 of us.
We have had those windows down. It might have been 30 degrees outside, but man, we had the heat cranked all the way up. just not caring, just going at it.
Yeah, but football's like a sacred place, though. I mean, I don't want.
Now, don't get me wrong. Like, it is a sacred place, but Taylor Swift has definitely brought in a lot more fans for football. Like, just look at my sister. Like, my sister's a big Taylor Swift fan, and like now, like every Sunday, she's like, "Let's watch the
Is she
football."
a Chiefs fan now?
No, she's like, she'll be sitting downstairs and we'll be watching the Titans game or the Bears game or just any game that's on, and she's invested in watching it now just because of Taylor Swift.
She does have that kind of effect on people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens tomorrow. It's a big week for a lot of teams. I just need, me personally, it's gonna crush me if the Titans lose, but I just need them to show me something more on offense. I can live with a higher scoring loss. I just can't. We haven't scored more than 17 points this season, and I don't know if y'all know this or not. Titans fans do. I don't know if y'all know this. There's a little fun facts for you. It's been over 1,000 days since the last time the Titans have scored 30 points in a regular season game.
I did not know that.
They did it in a preseason game for the first time in a long time, and it was week 3 of the preseason. But in a regular season game, it's been over 1,000 games.
Wasn't that against the Seahawks?
I don't remember the exact game that it was.
I'm pretty sure I was at that game.
Oh, well, see, then I guess maybe you need to go to the game this weekend. I don't really know.
Just go ahead and buy me that ticket, buddy. You know?
I'm not even asking for 30 points this week, though. I just need to see more. I want to see just Will Levis. He just needs to be a game manager. He doesn't need to go out there and play hero ball like he's been trying to. He's got people open. He's got the weapons. Just got to take your 10, 12 yards. You have to on 3rd and long. You're about to get sacked. Just take the sack.
Let me ask y'all this: do you think it's too late for them to make a turnaround for the Titans and the Jags? Do you think it's just, or it's like we can turn it around right now and make a push, or do you think we need to write this ship off and look forward to the draft in April?
So I'm going to speak right now first for Jacob, and then I'll let Jacob talk. But I think you're the Titans and the Jags, even the Colts. You have to be looking around the room and be like, "Hey, we may suck right now, but so do those guys over there." So, then what I mean by that is, like, realistically, like, if they believe in that locker room that they still have it, you're kind of thinking like, "Oh, well, those are 4 games we can win: 2 against the Titans, 2 against the Colts." And for the Titans, those are right now. You have no reason to believe like, "Oh, we can't win. Like, we should be able to win those 4 games." Because they all look bad right now. And that's the thing. If either the Titans or Jags figure it out, those are 4 very winnable games in the division just by itself. And then you have to obviously win other ones. But I mean, obviously, I don't see one of those 2 teams going 14-3. But like 3 losses isn't the end of the world. Like, you can make the playoffs at 10-7. You can make a wild card at 10-7. Ideally, you probably won't be 11-6 along those lines.
So when would you at what point in the season would you be like, no, all right, time to focus on the draft?
Well, for the Titans, they have a tough stretch. They've had a tough stretch. I mean, the Bears, y'all have good defense. Then after that, you get the Jets. Healthy Aaron Rodgers. They have a really good defense too. Unfortunately, last week, it was supposed to be Jordan Love. It wasn't. It was Malik Willis. But Malik Willis did everything he was supposed to, and he executed, and they torched us on all areas of the game. Now you have the Dolphins, but again, they're on the third QB. Then you got I don't remember the exact order, but I know you have the next 4 games after the Dolphins, in some order, is the Bills, Colts, Lions, and the Bills, Colts, Lions. Maybe that's it. Bills, Colts, and Lions. There's a bye week thrown in there too, I believe. Actually, now that I think about it, those 3 games, they've shown no reason why they would win any of those. Like maybe the Colts, but Bills, they've been dominating everyone. The Lions, I think they're playing better than the Titans. I mean, they're not playing good to their standards either right now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think if they don't win this one, I don't see any relief in the schedule coming until like week 9, week 8, which is scary. Because at that point, you're sitting at like 0-7, 1-6 possibly. And then, I mean, there's.
Y'all's schedule is. I'm looking at it right now. It's very.
Can you give me the order of that? So it's the Dolphins this week. I think Colts is next.
So it goes Dolphins bye week. Then you have the Colts at home, the Bills on the road, the Lions on the road, then the Patriots, then the Chargers, then the Vikings, Texans, Commanders.
Yeah, so the schedule gets easier. You just got to get through.
Y'all are in the gauntlet of your schedule right now.
Yeah, you got to get through. So realistically, they could be 0-7 if they don't win this week, and maybe they pull one out against the Colts. You never know with them, but that's my take on it. It's I don't think you have to start looking at the draft right now at 0-3, but you have to make something happen soon, or you're going to run out of time.
Does Mason Rudolph get a shot this weekend, or in any upcoming games?
I personally don't think Mason Rudolph should play unless Levis gets hurt. Yeah. I think I don't love what the Panthers did with benching Bryce Young, because you don't make that move unless you think you're competitive enough to win something this year. And I just don't see I don't see it. And then you're taking reps away from Bryce Young. You just drafted him first overall last year, and then you bench him after 2 games this season. I mean, I know he wasn't doing good. He wasn't playing well.
I will say though that since when Andy Dalton took over, he was 26 for 37 with 319 yards, with 3 touchdowns and no picks, and only was sacked twice.
No, and I agree. He played really well, but I just don't see Andy Dalton being he's not their long-term answer.
No, he's not. But he's always been that guy. You put him out there, and he's like, you know what you're going to get. He's going to throw for 250 plus yards every time.
Yeah, well, we'll see if he can keep it up going this week. Jacob, what do you think? Do you think it's time to push the panic button at 0-3?
No, I don't think it's time to push the panic button just yet. Granted, they are in the meat of their season, and so I would like to see. Obviously, I don't believe that they're going to win this tomorrow against the Texans, but what I would like to see is some type of change in a way of let's start building momentum, because they have the Colts at home. The Colts have not won in Jacksonville the last 8 seasons. And so I feel like if you can just kind of build momentum going into that game, knowing, okay, we still have that momentum against the Colts coming into Jacksonville, I feel like that could probably snowball into the next one. Because the Colts come into town, and then they fly over to London. They play the Bears and the Patriots. And so London has been quite, I guess, hospitable for those Jaguars over in London. So I feel like it could easily start snowballing into, okay, well, we start 0-4, but they could just as easily jump back in and say, okay, we're 3-4 now.
Yeah,
And
well,
so,
yeah.
and
No,
so I feel like if they can just get like a small tweak in the offense here and there, they can jump right back into it.
well, and the Texans are a great team. If you are able to find a way to win, that's a huge confidence boost because they are viewed as the best team in the division. If you snag a division win against the Texans, then like what I talked about a second ago, now you're like, okay, well, we just took one from the Texans. Now you just have to beat the Titans twice, beat the Colts,
Yep.
and then the division looks a whole lot different at that point if you can sneak one out. So that would be a huge way to build that momentum. They just got to find a way to do it. And like you said, they've got to make some adjustments, and they can do it. They have talent. And Trevor Lawrence is a talented quarterback. They just got to put the pieces together.
Yeah, just small pieces because after they play the Bears and the Patriots in London, they kind of get into that 4 game stretch. It's like, okay, it's going to be playoff teams. You got the Packers, Philadelphia at Philadelphia, you got Minnesota at home, and then you're at Detroit. Those aren't really favorable games, but who knows? They may sneak one out. They may go 1-3 during that 4 game stretch. But
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like changes definitely need to happen. I feel like they can get it done if not this week, definitely the next.
yeah. No, I agree. Well, boys, I feel like it's been a great first episode of TJV podcast.
Oh, we ain't done yet, buddy. We ain't done.
Oh, we ain't done yet.
We ain't done yet.
Okay, what you got for us?
There's a lot more stuff that we can be talking about. Gotta give the viewers a good show for the first one. They gotta really know who we are.
Okay, what do you got for us?
I was going back to the Bears, and
Okay.
I've this is a thing that I've been dealing with since the draft, and personally, Caleb Williams didn't impress me when he was in college, and
Oh God.
I really wish we would have stuck with Justin Fields. Honestly, I mean he's tearing it up right now, and I mean obviously he's not going out there and throwing for 400 yards and then rushing for 200 with 6 touchdowns, But we traded away Justin Fields to get Justin Fields 2.0, and I know I've been I'm gonna admit it, but I've kind of talked down on Caleb Williams a little bit, but it's also not all his fault. Um, O-line needs to be better. It's he draws he just draws back and he looks like he has no time. And if he had a little bit more time, I feel like he would be a little bit better. But
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I've seen clips where when he does have the time, he makes some really good throws. And
yeah, like the preseason.
yeah, and I mean, I've you've seen it from me. I don't entirely agree with the. They're two different players. Caleb and Justin Fields, they have two different play styles, but you can't deny Justin Fields is undefeated right now. So it's kind of like one of those things. Put the ball on Justin Fields, and we'll see what. I agree. I think the line is the biggest problem right now, and then in the Titans game, I know there were some drops, other things going on. So
We'll see.
wait,
We'll see
he's
what
young though. He's only 3 games into his NFL career, so I think you just have to have a little more patience with him
Yeah, and
to really see what he turns into. But
yeah,
on the other hand, Jaden Daniels looks really, really good.
really good.
So,
Really good. Yeah.
but that's one of those things, like you know, for NFL GMs, like Caleb Williams is everyone's guy, like the number one guy. It's the obvious pick, you know.
Yeah,
But
like
it's tough.
I'm
Like,
not like as I
yeah,
look back on it, I'm not disagreeing with what we did. Um, I just I don't know. Like I'm starting to come around a little bit and really understanding more about like, okay, yeah, it's not just him. It's not just him making the calls, and he's not having any time to throw. So it's not all on him.
I agree. We'll see. We'll see what they do tomorrow.
Yeah, let's see. Let's hope. Let's hope they have something in store for us tomorrow.
So before we close it out, Dylan, if you want to write some of these down, we can just run through tomorrow's game slate and just kind of see where we got our thinking on some of these games. So
Okay.
the first game is up. We got the Saints Falcons. Atlanta's favored 3 points. What are your thoughts on that? Who are you taking?
Saints Falcons. Derek Carr's playing way too good right now for me to shy away from Derek Carr. I'm going to take the Saints.
Todd?
Yeah, I'm rocking with the Saints. Gonna be rocking that Alvin Kamara jersey tomorrow.
All right. Well, I think I'm going to go opposite here. I feel like the Falcons are kind of getting into a groove now. They're playing at home. And so I feel like Kirk Cousins is kind of getting into that rhythm with his offense. So I think I'm going to take the Falcons on this one.
Let me write that down.
All right, next game, Bears-Rams. The Bears are a 3-point favorite here.
We're gonna rock with that Chi-Town. You can't bet against the Bears. I mean, even you definitely can, but I don't bet against the Bears, never, because every time I bet against them, they always prove me wrong. So we're gonna rock with Chi-Town.
I'm actually going to agree with Tyler here. I think the Bears are going to pull away on this one. They're going to win.
I will say on top of that, on a side note, I think that the Bears this week, after last week, I feel like that's just something just to build on. And now that they can see that Caleb Williams can throw for 300 yards, I feel like they're going to incorporate the run game more to give him a break and not necessarily make him throw 50 times again. So I think it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with you guys on the Bears on that one. I feel like the Bears defense is probably going to be a little overwhelming for the Rams, especially being in Chicago. And the Rams are losing some of their key guys like Cooper Kupp and a bunch of their other tight end. So I feel like Puka's still there, but I feel like you're already down a man at the receiving court.
I thought he was still out.
Is he?
Yeah, Puka's out.
Yeah.
Okay, so Cooper and Puka are both out then.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like the Bears are definitely gonna take that one then.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off, JP. I just wanted to.
No, you're good. I didn't know Puka was even out.
Just clarifying for you.
So Packers Vikings. It's in Green Bay. It's a noon kickoff. Vegas has the Packers -3.
I'll start us off with this one. I'm going Vikings.
I'm a rock with this.
It's another guy until the wheels fall off. I mean, same with Derek Carr. I mean, Sam Darnold's playing too good right now.
Yeah.
So until we see otherwise, I don't know how you go against them right now.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Vikings here on this one as well. I feel the Packers, they're playing well, but now they're kind of seeing Jordan Love's making progress back. I don't think they will stick with Malik Willis by chance. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of question marks there at the quarterback position, and if they do go with Love, I feel like he's not going to be 100%. So I think the Vikings will get to him, and then I think they'll just ultimately dominate that game. And then Colts Steelers, it's in Indianapolis. They have Pittsburgh -2.5.
Repeat that. I'm sorry.
Colts Steelers, Pittsburgh's -2.5, and they're playing in Indianapolis.
I'm kind of torn on that. So I'm actually going to go with the Colts. The Colts on this one.
I think, yeah, I don't know. It just depends on. Actually, I don't even know what it depends on. That kind of was. I don't know. I lost my train of thought. I guess. I don't know. Probably. I'm gonna rock with the. I think I'm gonna rock with the Steelers. I'm gonna go with.
Oh, you're going with the
I'm gonna,
Steelers.
I'm gonna go with the Steelers. You go into Indianapolis. Beat the Colts.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Steelers as well. Anthony Richardson's kind of been struggling the past couple weeks. He's been turning the ball over a lot. Hasn't been playing to what the Colts have been expecting, especially having a hot start last season. So I think he still struggles with the Steelers defense a little bit, and I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. So I feel like, but I still think the Steelers get the edge on that one.
Yeah.
So Eagles Buccaneers. E- Eagles are only a point favorite. They're playing in Tampa.
I'm still gonna go with the Eagles. Saquon's playing great right now. Devontae Smith's out this week. We still got AJ Brown. I think Jahan Dotson's he's gonna have to see more of an increased role this week. I don't know. Baker's also off to a good start. He had a little bit of a dip last week, but I don't know. I think the Eagles are just a little bit too talented. So I'm personally gonna go with the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that. I'm gonna go with the Eagles. I mean, you just can't bet against the run game, especially with all the nasty weather that's been down there this week. The run game's gonna be. Actually, I don't know. I'm still gonna rock with the Eagles, but
Yeah, I think we're gonna go clean slate here with the Eagles. I feel like Hurts is gonna get something rolling, get the offense cooking again. I think defensively, especially after playing the Saints, holding them to 12 points after they've scored 40 points back to back games to start the season. I feel like the Eagles have finally got something clicking on defense, and so I think the Eagles walk out of that one pretty convincingly, actually. So,
I agree.
and then we'll do one more for Sunday. Let's go.
What's the game of the week? What's the game of the week for
The
Sunday?
game of the week is going to be Bills Ravens.
And that's in Baltimore, isn't it?
It's in Baltimore. Baltimore's a 2.5 point favorite.
I'm going with the Bills. I mean, they've dominated to this point, and they've played good teams. Who yeah, Baltimore, and it's the same problem that the Titans had when Derek was there at the end of his tenure. Their offense, and big media outlets have said it too. They've become too predictable. And it's just what happens when Derrick Henry's out there. Unfortunately, it's not a knock on him, but
When he's out there, it's
yeah,
downhill coming right at you. So
yeah. I mean, it's a lot easier, and he's older now. I mean, I'm not saying he's not as good as he once was, but he doesn't have the same kind of explosion as he did years ago. He's had a couple injuries here and there, and it's just predictable. And it's not all on Derek. I mean, the play calling, but it's part of what comes with him. I mean, play calling. So I'm going with the Bills.
that's Sunday night too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Bills just because you can't. Josh Allen's just on fire right now. That whole team's on fire. They're playing with the motivation to just go out and win every single play. So I'm go with Bills.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with my probably Super Bowl champions. So I'm gonna go with the Bills here. Josh Allen, that offense is really clicking on everything. Defense has been shutting teams down, but I feel like the Ravens might be figuring things out. They got Derrick Henry more involved last week against the Cowboys. I think he had like 111 yards rushing, and so they kind of got a taste of what that success might look like. And so I feel like that was a good mixture, and especially when they won 28-23 over the Cowboys in Dallas. So I feel like Bills still win this game, but I think the Ravens will eventually turn things around.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So,
Well, I love it. I wrote them all down. We're gonna find out what our record is, and I'm gonna keep track of I know we started 4, but find out if we had the best so far.
All right.
Any final thoughts?
I'm excited for week 4 of James. The boys not disappointed.
I'm just hoping. My final thought is hoping that our teams come out with some wins this weekend.
Yeah, it'd be
We
nice
need,
for
we need some
three big
boost
wins.
around here.
Yeah, we need 3 big wins.
Yeah.
We'll be feeling a lot better on Tuesday.
It gets really hard when out of the 3 of us, we only have 1 win combined for all 3 of our teams, and that's from the Bears
I
against
have
the
that a
Bengals.
running
So,
memory.
yeah, it's a little tough. It's a little tough to.
Yeah.
Sundays have been a lot of anger, I should say, and
Yeah,
yeah, it's not fun.
we'll see.
Oh man. Well, is that everything we need to say?
Yeah, I think that's it.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in tonight or today or whatever time you're watching this. You know, this has been fun. It's been a pleasure. This is our first episode of the TJD Sports Podcast. From me, Tyler, and Jacob, and Dylan, we want to say thank you for being along on this journey with us, and we really appreciate it. And you're watching this right now, you know that this is our first one, and we'll get better. We'll get better
Yeah.
at handling different technical issues and how we. I lost my train of thought again, so we'll work on it. But we'll be back every Tuesday and Saturday, depending. Obviously, times vary with work and everything. So we'll hope you guys will join us in future episodes. So thank you guys.
Thank
Peace
you.
out.
Be gone.